They do. They study you, man. Like, they don't really understand that I used to work for the White House. I'm a communications person. I'm an engineer. So when I was working at the White House, it's called the Communications Agency. There's a lot to that, but I'm not going to go into detail. So I can just, I'm one of the people at the highest levels that worked on communication. I can tell when people are watching, hate watching, starting to act like me, pick up on my mannerisms. I'm taught to pick up on patterns, minute patterns that other people are not paying attention to. Because when people are on panels or on their live streams and they start to roll, they're going to get comfortable. And if they're watching me and they're watching me hard enough, I say a lot of stuff that's real trendy and quick and witty. They're going to let it slip out. And when they let it slip out, then I know you're watching me. Okay. And then from there, I go through your content and I see if you're throwing any shade towards my archetype or possibly saying some things that are directed towards men that might be directed towards my archetype. If you don't, we ain't got no problems. You won't hear me on here going after you or any. But if you're doing that stupid ass shit and you think your low level, low IQ ass is going to be able to sneak around in the shadows when I was trained by the US government to do this, you got another thing coming. And just because you don't want to believe that I work for the government or that I worked at the highest levels of the government for an agency you never even heard of prior to me telling you about it, that's how secretive it is. Look up Whammo and Waka. Whammo and Waka. You ain't never heard of those two agencies prior to me saying something. But you think you're going to be able to study me without me noticing. Okay. Arrogant idiots. You wish I was a goofy idiot that wore shades at night. You don't know that I'm a fucking genius that don't want you to see my fucking eyes. And that's just the way it is. You have no business looking me deep in my eyes and you're a fucking hater. You have no business. The eyes are the windows to the soul. You need to be stoic when you're online. They don't need to be trying to read his eyes. What is it? Did he flinch on that? You can't tell shit from my face. You can't tell nothing. You don't get what you want. You can't read me. You know what I'm saying? Real quick before I go, this is for the spiritual people. Okay? I'm going to tell you something. Real shit. You spiritual people are on to something. Okay? Some of y'all are popping up my feed right now, and you ain't over here casting a bunch of wickedness my way or whatever. Y'all are more open-minded than these religious people, but a lot of people aren't religious. Even if they claim to be online, they're really not that religious. They're worldly. But a lot of you spiritual people, you're on a plane high enough to understand what I'm saying. I've seen some women videos that are like spiritual chicks that are watching me, and they know exactly what I'm doing. They know exactly what's going on. You know, they got a good beat on it. You know what I mean? So what I'm telling you is stop getting online, making easy money, feeding women trauma, because it's easy for you to do. But what you're doing is you're leaving a mark and you're causing problems that are bigger than you. So what you need to be doing is finding a way to lead people to spirituality, love and light, and get away from all that negative man-hating shit. You're better than that. You're better than that. You're elevated spiritually higher. You're better than that. Lead by example. I'm sure y'all can do it. A lot of women are going to tarot and spiritualists and stuff like that because that's the way of the world right now. You have a responsibility. You're not going to get away with continuing that man hate because every time some spiritual talk comes out, I know where it comes from, especially with some tarot shit. Divine, masculine, Hierophant stuff. I start hearing stuff that tarot readers say, I know where these women that are dating coach are getting their information from. So you have a responsibility to put out some peace, love, and light, or you're going to keep getting karma. What's your karma? Aren't you mostly weirdos that are sitting in your home that are real homely, don't know how to get a man and don't know how to keep a man? That's your karma. I'm sure you want to get a man eventually, thinking you're manifesting it. You're not going to manifest shit. God ain't sending you nobody if you're out here sending witchcraft towards men you don't like and teaching women to hate men that have hurt them in the past. Not teaching men to hate all men from the men that have hurt them in the past, or the father that wasn't around. Do better. Y'all are better than that. Do better. For you dating coaches that don't believe in God, or for those that claim to be Christian, I don't believe you. I don't believe you have a real connection with God. Y'all talk too much shit. I don't believe you. I've seen a lot of religious people think that that gives them the right to judge other people, especially these really religious dudes. They think that, okay, I'm really religious. I'm married. Might be a pastor. You know what I'm saying? Beard coming off. Piece of my beard growing against my lip. I hate when I don't line up my lip and my hair like touches my lips. I don't like that. That's why I was keeping it. I don't like my hair touching my lips. But these males out here that get married, or they're like pastors or in the church a lot, or whatever, trying like they're holier than thou online. They do a lot of thinking, especially Negroes. Okay, now I'm a religious pillar, and now I can judge other Negroes. No, you can't. No, you cannot. That's not your place. You are not God. You are not a deity of God. You know what I'm saying? You are a man that is given the word of God that's coming through you. You do not have the right to just judge men and put yourself on a pedestal that no one puts you on. Okay? If you were needed, and if you were the kind of people that was bringing people back to God right now, then spiritual guys like me wouldn't be around and people are resonating with me. Now, don't sit out here and try to make it seem like I'm doing something wrong, or you feel like you're on your preacher pedestal or your religious pedestal. Man, I have a religious foundation. I've just elevated above to spirituality. It's called growth. And if you ain't got the balls enough to say that you are, a vessel of the living God in this realm, therefore you are God in this realm, therefore you manifest what you need. If you need to keep it within the parameters of certain things for your congregation or for your people to feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying? You don't have the right to talk about me. That there are chapters and things of that nature taken out the Bible and whatnot that they don't speak about. You're keeping people closed-minded for a reason. And someone like me that's elevated, that don't give you the right to start casting judgment on me or make it seem like I'm wicked. Why would God bless me if I'm wicked? Oh, well, God gives people money that are wicked. God does more than give me money. God slows my aging. God has my skin glowing. God is working on my speech and my presentation. God is doing everything. God is giving me this crazy amount of energy to where I can do whatever I need to get done without ever running out of juice or anything. God is taking care of me. You're not going to be able to tell me otherwise. Straight up. I don't care what you think you know. So all this, like I said, Negroes have a generational curse where they want to be able to judge other Negroes. And people in general use their positions as a way to exert dominance over people or assumed authority, based off of their credentials or subscriber count. My only authority is the Most High God. I don't recognize your authority. No man is above me. Do you understand? Only the Most High God. When you talk to me, I see a man that puts his pants on one leg at a time. I don't put you on no pedestal, boy. That's not how it works. Don't come over here hate watching on me, playing around with me because you don't like me. God don't like ugly. You supposed to be a vessel of God. What you doing watching somebody you don't like? Ain't nothing good gonna come from that. God ain't gonna bless you from that. That's why I don't really be believing that y'all really believe in God like that. If you believed in God like that and you running around watching somebody like me and casting judgment on me and you don't even know me, what do you think God thinks about that? Or do you think you're above God, on the same level as God? You can judge people. Ain't got no time for y'all, man. All that being in, hey, what's going on, cuz? Salute. All that being in position and having these positions and these subscriber counts and people assuming that now you are in a place to be able to judge other people and your opinion matters. Well, we know that algorithms predict things. People don't really predict things online. We don't know, how you built your subscriber count up. We don't care. Your position of authority from whatever certificates you got or degrees or whatever, that don't mean that you're an authority over me. People having really wicked lives behind closed doors. Sometimes we get to see some of those wicked activities come out to the light. And a lot of times the most wicked ones are the ones that have the most to say about others. I don't care what you're talking about. You know what I mean? That's why I be saying, like, married people should be checking married people. I don't want to hear no married person checking me. Who told you I want to be married like you? I might want to be married, but not married like you, nigga. Aren't you the nigga online watching other niggas and coming up with different ideas and trying to figure out how we think? I don't want to be a married nigga like you. I want to be smashing my wife. I want her sucking my dick. I want to be doing stuff together. I don't want to be online watching other people live their life and then casting judgment on them and then saying, well, I'm married. But you're also online a lot, nigga. Where the fuck is your wife? Where's your husband? I was married before. Getting my dick sucked. A lot. What's it? No line. Watching you goofies. Y'all some lames for real, man. Just being real. Let me get these up on here, man. Y'all think y'all got this shit like locked down. Y'all think y'all got it. No, dude, I watch y'all like y'all watch me. You should have never started stalking me. Never should have done it to yourself. Now you're on my radar and I just watch you like TV. You know what I mean? Like, you never should be playing with people like that. You never know who you playing with. You really should leave people alone. I'm telling you. You never know who you playing with. You never know who ain't gonna let you play with them like that. You never know who's gonna study you more than you studying them. You got to study me in a group to feel comfortable because of my aura, my energy. Man, I'm calling all of you out that's studying me. You panel niggas, any of you Lapeef niggas, any of you Anton Daniel niggas, any of you reaction video niggas, any of you faceless reaction video niggas, you know what I'm saying? Any of you female dating, all of y'all. I ain't got to click up. I ain't got to get me and my cousin together and we get on a panel with some people and we kiki and innuendo. I do my dirt by my lonely. I handle my business by myself. I want you all to be scared of me. I need for the sheep to click up to know how powerful I am. If y'all coming after me individually, I'd be like, man, I ain't step my game up, dude. I should be intimidating these people enough to click up. I love it when you click up. You know how powerful you are to have niggas clicking up in the background, watching your stuff, trying to kiki, but none of them having the balls enough to say anything to you for fear of how far you'll take joning on them because they know that you know, I know how y'all look. I know your weight. I know a little bit about your histories from what you're posting up. You know what I mean? I know what y'all were doing prior to Kevin Samuels that kind of blew y'all all up or whatever. You know, I could talk a little shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember how y'all all started off and how y'all all look kind of like we all do. How y'all call us dusty now. Y'all were looking real dusty with your bad lighting and shit like that back in the day too. But don't worry. When you have the balls enough or the coochie enough to bring my name up, the first one that